the last topic I wanted to get on was the Golden State Warriors. So Jonathan Kuminga, if you remember, after they got put out by the Lakers in the playoffs, Jonathan Kuminga, I don't know if he spoke through his agent or not, but the report came out. Basically what he said, if y'all not gonna use me this year, trade me. Right. And I guess they must have smoothed it over and they talked to him, and they traded Poole, so that they probably told him, look, man, it's gonna be more minutes for you and all of that stuff, man. And we go into the season, and the season start, and it's more frustration because the minutes that he probably thought he was gonna get, he get them sometime, and sometime he don't. And then sometimes he get the minutes early, and then fourth quarter crunch time, like night before last, can't get off the bench. You go 6 for 7 in the game, you putting people in the rim, you balling, and you playing good defense, and then it's you up 18 and they put you on the bench, and then that 18-point lead disappear against Denver, and y'all lose the game, and you was on the bench for the entire half of the third and the entire fourth quarter. And once that happened, he made the comment again that he made in the summer through his agent. I'm frustrated. And what was his words? He said he's frustrated and he don't trust Steve Kerr anymore about his role. He don't know what his role is. He's just sick of it, right? He cut his braids off, came to the game. I thought that was like, oh wow, that's shocking. And Steve Kerr said they had a talk. This is what he said.
Well, to follow up, Kuminga apparently had some thoughts. Any heart-to-hearts between you and him between then and now headed into this matchup, or coaching perspective to give as a response to his apparent thoughts?
We talked, obviously those things are better discussed behind the scenes. Anytime something like that goes public, then it creates a distraction, and I think it's important for all of our guys, and I talked to our whole team about it. It's like, if you got an issue, I'm here. I am the most accessible coach in the league, probably. My door's always open, and I have players all the time come talk to me, and I encourage it. And it's a difficult situation because every player naturally has his own goals, his own dreams. Everybody wants to flourish. Everybody wants to blossom. And we have a lot of guys who are capable of playing, and I have very difficult decisions to make each and every night. JK is a young player who's growing. He's getting better. That's why he's been in the starting lineup. He will continue to grow, and this is all part of his growth.
That's just a big word salad. There's just a big bunch of words that don't mean nothing, because you can for the last 3 years you've been continually messing with his minutes, and he's frustrated about it. You can't keep dangling a carrot in his face and be like, all right, your time is your time, which is the same thing what Frank Vogel's doing to Bol Bol in Phoenix, and that's another topic for another day. That's pissing me off too. But yeah, Kuminga is ready to do his thing, and there's an issue that I'm gonna get into of what's going on with the Warriors, and it's been going on for the last 2 years. But listening to one of their local radio stations, 95.7 The Game. They had a caller call in, and he hit the nail on the head.
Tim in Raleigh, North Carolina. Tim, good morning, Tim.
What's up, guys? Hey, back to what your caller just said. I don't think we needed Draymond. If you guys look at the game, Kuminga was bodying Gordon, going back and forth between Porter and Gordon. Yep. And Porter wasn't doing anything, and he was playing great defense on Gordon as well. So if y'all get a chance, I would love to see, how many points Gordon scored after that 6-minute mark when Kuminga came out. But I feel, fellas, at this point, we can go ahead and put to bed any more complaints or criticism about this young man when he said something about getting screwed over. I'm so proud of him. I'm a father of a 24-year-old son, and I'm glad that this man, speaks up for himself. this is a travesty what's happening. And, you know, Moody can be the quiet soldier and watch Steve Kerr as he ruins his career the same way he's doing with JK. The sad part about it, 16, 4-4, 6 or 7 from the free throw line. The only one that can get a bucket out there. And he's doing this for coach guys that ain't even trying to utilize his talents, not even empowering him to be his best version of himself, playing mind games with him over and over again, and he's still doing this. Imagine the coach that is empowering him and pumping him up and doing the Popovich the way he's doing with Wemby, the way Popovich was with Kawhi. Like, imagine what JK would be. So let's put to bed all of this. Yeah. Has he arrived? Has he this? Has he there? This kid can ball. He's only being hindered by a guy who's talking about agendas, but seemingly has the biggest agenda of all of them with what he's doing with these young players. So this is karma coming back to bite Steve Kerr in the ass for the way they did Poole. And I mean, I just think that something ain't right, man. And so honestly, Joe Lacob, I don't know, if they trade Kuminga, it would be one of the most asinine things ever. I mean, I for myself, I want him out of here because I want to see this guy be what he could be as a ball player, because this coach has some kind of agenda when it relates to him. He doesn't utilize his strength. You know, I don't know what it is. I mean, but guys, when 5 minutes, you guys I don't know why we dancing around it. The reason the guy put Jamal Murray in the bucket and put him out of the game.
Tim.
He was playing good against Denver, and he should have been that game in the fourth quarter. So here's the thing, right? And I done talked about this with the Warriors. I've been talking about this for 2 years. They are too late on the transition that they were supposed to make. They're 2 years too late. They were supposed to transition from the old to the new, and it was all set up and in place by Bob Myers. He drafted Poole, he drafted Wiseman, he drafted Moody, and he drafted Kuminga. Those are 4 guys that would have been perfect fit around Steph Curry, with Klay and Draymond as bench players, or Dre and Draymond traded somewhere and you get more access for them, right? That's what they were supposed to do after they won that championship. They knew Dre was cooked. They should have looked at the forecast and looked ahead and said, we got to sign Dre. I know what his agent is going to ask for. He's a Clutch Sports client. I know they're going to be asking for the bag. We can't give it to him, right? He can't outplay the contract that he's asking for at this age and this stage. From what we just seen from you in the playoffs, the Warriors had to bench Draymond against Boston in that finals, or they would have lost. Draymond was a liability. Poole was balling. Klay was not. Steph and Poole were balling. Wiggins was balling. The writing was on the wall. They was afraid to cut the umbilical cord. So they tried to do both. And what they're doing now is stunting the growth of the new guys because they're keeping them coddled too long. They're ready to leave the nest and fly, and the mama bird won't get up from them. Right? So I say they're 2 years past their last dance because their last dance was the year they won that championship. If you look at the Bulls and Michael Jordan, even the GOATs, the GOAT player, the GOAT coach, and the GOAT co-star, even they weren't even old yet. Jordan was 34, Pippen was 33. Phil still had something left in the tank, obviously, because he went and three-peated with the Lakers. So they still had a lot left in the tank with those guys. And the Bulls said, no, we can't afford it. The juice ain't worth the squeeze. We gotta do some change. We gotta make some changes now. We can't keep y'all too long and then pay y'all what y'all asking for, because y'all done three-peated 2 times. I know y'all about to ask for a lot of them because Michael Jordan started hitting them in the head, because Michael Jordan was getting paid peanuts. And to his last 2 years, I think he did a 1-year deal for $36 million, 2 years in a row. But all his other contracts was like $8 million, $10 million. He wasn't getting a lot, right? So Michael Jordan was like, man, I'm about to hit y'all in the head, man. He must have got smart and realized how much money they was making off of them winning all the championships, right? So I guess they felt like, nah, we ain't gonna be able to do this because Mike probably talking to Phil, and They probably talking to Pippen, and they all about to ask for the bag. So they let them all go. All of them contract ended at the same time. Peace. Now that's the GOAT crew they let go. So if the Bulls can let them go after a three-peat, the Warriors got to be business savvy enough to know, hey, look, man, the Bulls got their Ring of Honor ceremony coming up this month or maybe next month, which is going to be interesting because Pippen and Jordan both are going to be there with all that beef they got going on. That's going to be interesting, right? But everything's fine. Jordan got his statue. Jordan's coming back for the Ring of Honor. Everything's fine. Just because you did a lot for the franchise don't mean I have to kill my franchise to let you stay here and scrape up and get all this money. I want a competitive team after y'all leave. I don't want to be in the dumps. So yeah, I think the Warriors should have went on and traded Dre and Klay right after the finals because they realized, all right, we won it. Dre didn't help that much in us winning. Klay didn't help that much, but Wiggins and Poole did. We got to pay them. So what I would have done that summer, I would have extended Poole. Wiggins was already on the extension, I think. I would have extended Poole, and I would have looked for trade partners for Klay and Dre, which would have opened up. It would have been a big cap relief to get rid of that those contracts, depending on what they brought back. And I would have rebuilt around Steph, and it would have been Wiseman. Well, they had already traded Wiseman in the middle of the season, but if they wouldn't have done that trade, they could have rebuilt with Wiseman, Kuminga, Poole, Wiggins, all around Steph, right? And I think they would be in a better situation now than they are right now. So, my other example for that is Shaq and Kobe. You know, Shaq gave them a three-peat. Shaq was out of shape. They lost their last finals, and you got this young buck Kobe in there, and you got to make a decision. You want to be greedy and tell Shaq you're a Laker for life and we can't let you go, and we just gonna let you sit here and be fat and out of shape and be getting in an argument with Kobe every day and possibly run Kobe off when he's the younger, more talented player, more marketable player, is more financial savvy for us to do this. You're gonna be asking for this huge contract. It's better to just cut ties with you, trade you, get some pieces for you, and rebuild around Kobe. Right? They did that. They cut ties from the Diesel, who went and got in shape in Miami and got them another ring. So who knows? He could have got another ring with Kobe if he got in shape. But you got to be able to make those tough business decisions. Does that mean Shaq ain't a Laker? Nope. They go retire his jersey if they haven't already. He's still a Laker. He still got all those relationships. He still loves the purple and gold. So I don't understand why you think if you have to get rid of Draymond, he ain't Shaq. Klay ain't Shaq. You got to get rid of Draymond, and Klay is the end of the world. But then you go say you want to win. But the reason Kuminga can't get his minutes and the reason Moody can't get his minutes is because Draymond and Klay want those same minutes. It's not going to work. So yeah, this is their last chance. They still got an opportunity to do it now. Can you trade Klay and Dre right now and savage your season? Save your season. Can you do it? Do you got the cojones to do it? Probably not. I don't know. We'll see. But those are my thoughts on it. That's what I think. Y'all turn the way in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think, man. Should they be moving on from Dre and Klay? Or, if not, how do you change this? Or do you get rid of Wiggins? Or do you get rid of Kuminga? Let me know what y'all think in the comment section. I catch y'all on the next episode. Underdog Fantasy is our sponsor. We want y'all to go and use the promo code man down on Underdog Fantasy. Like I said, if you put in $100, they go match $100. You put in $50, they go match $50. So they'll match whatever your first deposit is up to $100, which is a good deal because you don't have to have a lot of money to place these bets, especially on the pick'ems, man. You can do it with I think $15. I usually do 20, 25. Try to win about 400, right? successful sometimes are not successful. But yeah, I would do it if I was y'all. It's fun. It gives you a opportunity to double your money or triple your money. And like I said, it'll help us out. It'll help the sponsor out. Use the Man Down Sports promo code, and I catch y'all. Peace. Underdog Fantasy is the best place to play fantasy sports. I want to tell you about the easiest way to get in on some NBA action with Underdog Fantasy and their pick'em game. Just find your favorite player, or any player for that matter, pick higher or lower on that player's stats, and you can win up to 20 times your money in one night. Pick between 2 or 5 players to fill your pick'em entry. Get every pick right, and you can net yourself some serious cash. Use the promo code ManDownSports, and you can get your deposit doubled up to $100. You got to check on the map to make sure your state is eligible to play Underdog Fantasy. But as soon as you do, and if your state is, go ahead and download Underdog Fantasy's app. Use the promo code ManDownSports, and you can, like I said, you can get that $100 match on your first deposit. And I would want to thank Underdog Fantasy for sponsoring Man Down Sports.